Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. Today we're tackling success and wealth creation.
Ooh, good topic.
Right. We've got two classics to help us out. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill
Classic.
and The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale.
Both packed with insights that honestly are just as relevant today as they were way back when.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is how they approach success, like from different angles.
Right, but they kind of come together, on some really powerful shared truths.
They do. It's like Hill gives us the step-by-step, the blueprint, and then Nightingale provides the mindset, the fuel that keeps you going.
I like that analogy.
So let's jump into Think and Grow Rich. Hill really emphasizes this idea of burning desire.
Yeah, that's central to it.
He even tells a story about Edwin Barnes, who was so determined to work with Thomas Edison, not just for him, but with him.
It's not even just about getting the job, it's that laser focus. He didn't have some fancy resume or anything. It was pure determination.
And it actually impressed Edison.
Right. It makes you wonder, how strong is your desire?
So true. And Hill doesn't stop there. He goes on to talk about persistence, using the story of R.U. Darby.
Oh yeah, Darby. He failed miserably at gold mining, but
learned a huge lesson from a little girl, no less.
It's powerful because it shows setbacks. They happen, but they don't have to define you.
Totally. It's like sometimes those failures are actually the best lessons.
Absolutely. They set you up for something even better.
Okay, so we have the desire. We're persistent. What's next?
Well, both Hill and Nightingale, they both say you need a plan, a definite one.
And you need the knowledge to back it up. Hill uses the example of Charles M. Schwab.
Schwab, yeah. He gave that amazing speech that basically convinced J.P. Morgan to invest in U.S. Steel.
And it wasn't luck. It was his vision and his expertise.
It's one thing to know where you're going, but you gotta know the roads to take to get there.
And both authors also talk about collaboration, working with others.
Hill calls it the mastermind. Basically, surrounding yourself with people who get it, who share your goals.
Like Henry Ford, he had those amazing connections with Edison, Firestone, so many others.
And it helped him tremendously. Makes you think, who are you surrounding yourself with?
That is a great question. Now let's talk about something a little more, maybe mystical.
Oh, okay, I'm intrigued.
The role of imagination and faith.
Okay.
Hill tells this story about Dr. Frank Gonzalez, who wanted to build a new college.
Ambitious.
But it goes beyond just fundraising. He used his imagination and faith to overcome all these obstacles.
Interesting.
He even prayed for guidance and then, boom, secured $1 million donation from Philip D. Armour.
Wow, that's quite a story.
Right. It shows how powerful that combination of vision and belief can be.
For sure.
Okay, ready for a concept that might sound a little out there.
Hit me with it.
The sixth sense.
Okay.
Hill describes it as creative imagination. What separates geniuses from the ordinary.
Okay, I'm listening.
He uses Dr. Elmer R. Gates as an example. He developed over 200 patents.
That's a lot of patents.
And his method was wild. He'd go into a dark room filled with tools for creative thinking.
A dark room. Huh.
And that's where he got all these innovative ideas. It makes you wonder, what could we achieve if we tapped into that more?
I like that.
All right, now for a topic that might raise some eyebrows.
Uh-oh, what is it?
Sex transmutation.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But before anyone gets the wrong idea, Hill isn't saying to suppress desires.
Right.
It's more about channeling that energy, focusing it on work, your art, your ambitions.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
It's that passion is powerful, but it can consume us.
Or we can learn to direct it.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
So we've covered burning desire, persistence, the need for a plan, and the knowledge to back it up, the mastermind, imagination, faith, even sex transmutation.
That is a lot.
It is. And hopefully it sparks some ideas for everyone listening.
Definitely. These ideas, they all come together to create this framework for success.
They do. And there's even more to Think and Grow Rich. Hill talks about autosuggestion, the 6 ghosts of fear.
We'll have to dive into those next time. One of the most interesting things in Think and Grow Rich is how Hill dives into the power of our thoughts.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's got this whole chapter on autosuggestion.
Oh, right, autosuggestion.
It's basically like impressing positive thoughts onto your subconscious.
Like rewiring your brain for success.
Exactly. And he gives this whole formula for building self-confidence through autosuggestion.
Makes sense.
Like really believing you can achieve your goals.
It's not just saying affirmations, it's really believing them, right?
Yeah. But then he also warns about negative thoughts.
Oh, right, like the fear of poverty?
He even has this story about a guy facing execution, totally calm because he'd accepted it.
Wow, that's intense.
It shows how much our thoughts affect us.
Even in extreme situations.
And it's like, we have a choice.
To focus on the negative.
Or on faith, courage, possibility.
It's choosing what we want to create.
Rather than what we fear.
So we got to be mindful of what we're telling ourselves.
And who we're letting influence us.
Oh, right. Hill talks about avoiding people who bring you down.
Because their negativity can, seep in.
Sabotaging your efforts.
Like that saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
So true. We need to be around people who believe in us, right?
Definitely. Okay, we've been deep in Think and Grow Rich. What about The Strangest Secret?
Oh, yeah, let's switch gears. What's the core message there?
It's a call to action, basically.
Okay.
We become what we think about most of the time.
Our thoughts shape our reality.
Exactly. It's not luck, it's your habitual thinking.
So if you're always thinking about lack, failure, you're more likely to experience that.
Right. But if you're thinking about abundance, success.
You track those things.
It's a principle you see everywhere in spirituality, philosophy, even psychology.
It's like we create our own reality.
And the strangest secret is saying, own your thoughts, choose what you want to create.
One thing that stood out to me was the focus on goal setting.
Oh yeah, writing them down, making a plan.
Like giving your subconscious a blueprint.
It aligns with Hill's idea of a definite chief aim.
Making those goals tangible.
Exactly. It focuses your actions.
Nightingale also talks about the economy, right?
Yeah, he emphasizes how important organized capital is.
For all the freedoms and opportunities we have.
He even uses a simple breakfast as an example.
To show how interconnected everything is.
It's about appreciating the whole system,
Not just simplifying it.
Yeah. And he talks about the danger of getting without giving.
Oh, interesting. Like entitlement.
Yeah, demanding more pay for less service.
He's saying real success comes from providing value.
Contributing, serving others.
True wealth is more than just money.
It's about making a difference.
So we've got Think and Grow Rich, The Strangest Secret.
So much to unpack.
We've talked about desire, persistence, planning, specialized knowledge, the mastermind, imagination, faith.
We even touched on sex transmutation.
It's a lot.
It is. But what's amazing is how these ideas, they all point to one truth.
What's that?
Our thoughts shape our reality.
We have the power to choose success.
By choosing a positive, goal-oriented mindset.
We're not just victims of circumstance.
We have the power to create the lives we want.
Okay, before we move on to tactics, I have a question about The Strangest Secret.
Shoot.
Nightingale talks about success a lot, but he doesn't really define it.
Oh, good point. What do you think he means?
I don't know. It seems like it's more than just money, right?
I think he's talking about fulfillment, purpose.
Okay, yeah.
Doing work you enjoy, contributing to society.
Living by your values.
Exactly. It's about a meaningful life.
I like that. Not just achievements, but who you become.
Now, circling back to Think and Grow Rich, Hill talks about the 6 ghosts of fear.
Oh, right. The 6 ghosts of fear.
These are fears that hold us back.
I think that's worth exploring.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
Overcoming those fears is key to unlocking our potential.
So what are they and how do they affect us?
All right, so the 6 ghosts of fear Hill talks about are...
Okay, lay it on me.
Number 1, fear of poverty.
Okay.
Fear of criticism.
Makes sense.
Fear of ill health. Fear of loss of love.
Oh, yeah.
Fear of old age.
Right.
And fear of death.
I'd say the big ones, huh?
Yeah, the big ones. And they're powerful, lurking in our subconscious.
Affecting us without us even realizing it?
Exactly, holding us back.
From taking risks, going after our dreams?
Healy Hill gives all these examples of how they show up in our lives.
Like what?
Fear of criticism, that might make you keep quiet.
Yeah, share your ideas.
Or your art, yeah. Fear of poverty, that could lead to bad financial choices.
A scarcity mindset.
And fear of loss of love, that might make you stay in a bad relationship.
Or avoid relationships altogether.
It's crazy how much they control us.
He even says fear can make you physically sick.
Yeah, it weakens your immune system.
So our mental state really affects our physical health.
But here's the thing. Hill doesn't just point out the fears.
He gives us ways to overcome them.
He does. He says ignoring fear doesn't work.
You gotta face it.
Head on. Make decisions and take action despite being scared.
Easier said than done, though.
It is. It is. But the more you do it, the less power fear has over you.
It's like training your brain.
To be courageous.
Okay, so We've talked about all these big ideas, principles.
Yeah, a lot of them.
But what can we do with them? How do we actually apply this stuff?
The most important thing, I think, from both books
Yeah.
is that positive mindset. Be mindful of your thoughts.
Like, are we focusing on what we want or what we don't want?
Exactly. Are you being kind to yourself? Are you around people who lift you up?
So step one is taking stock of where we're at.
And then we start shifting things. Hill talks about autosuggestion.
Oh, right. The affirmations.
It's more than that. It's really believing those positive statements.
Like, instead of saying, I'll never afford that, you say,
I'm attracting abundance.
exactly.
It's reprogramming your mind.
But it's not just thinking positive. It's also,
Taking action. Both Hill and Nightingale are clear on that.
you got to do something.
Make plans, break down your goals, and keep going, even when it's hard.
And that's where the mastermind comes in.
Finding people who get it, who support you.
Join a group, find a mentor,
Surround yourself with people who believe in you.
and then never stop learning.
Both books really emphasize that.
The more you know, the more valuable you are.
Read, take courses, find mentors.
But knowledge is useless without action.
You gotta try things, experiment, see what works.
The constant process of learning and growing.
Okay, so we have our roadmap, right? Positive mindset, clear goals, take action, build your mastermind, keep learning.
It sounds simple, but it's not easy.
It's not, but it's worth it.
And Nightingale has this one tip:
Oh, yeah.
visualization.
Yeah. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing your success.
It's like creating a mental movie.
Exactly. It trains your mind to believe it's possible.
And that makes you more likely to take action.
And then there's gratitude.
Oh, that's a big one.
It's huge. Be thankful for what you have.
Keep a journal. Tell people you appreciate them.
It creates a feeling of abundance.
And you attract even more good things.
It's a powerful cycle.
And we can't forget persistence. Both Hill and Nightingale talk about that.
It's not always easy, but it's essential.
Hill tells that story about Darby,